I'm Josh.
I'm Dylan.
This is Pop C TV coming to you from thepopculturist.com, and these are this week's lab reports. But first, you may have noticed a shake-up in the studio. An apocalypse, if you will. There's no Ryan.
No.
Where is he? I got here to do the lab reports, and Ryan's not here. Hence Dylan, for the first time on this particular show. How do you feel? Are you nervous?
I am nervous.
Why?
I've had to practice my reading. I haven't read in a long time. I'm just like...
Do you remember how?
We'll see how we go.
the white sheep crossed the bridge.
You did,
Dylan, this isn't entertainment news.
I had to write it phonetically, so I was like, saying he the brother. So we'll see how we go.
Oh, Dylan, we'll be just fine. We're here to show Ryan that we don't need him.
Yeah,
even though he'll be back any minute, probably.
Hopefully he doesn't
He's out for tea. He's having a lovely tea, and we're here putting in the hours. That's how we share the workload around here. So not only is Dylan producing, he's also starring. He's got the mouse too. Okay, let's kick it off. Number one. Oh, we're not doing pictures, are we?
No.
This is strange to me. This is strange. Number one! Sony is certainly aware that fans would like to see Crash Bandicoot series return. According to the SCEECEO, once again, SCEECEO, Jim Ryan. He made the comment in an interview with OPM UK via PSU, but unfortunately didn't say much more, but I wanted to talk about it anyway because it's exciting. His quote was, And there's
Did
more.
it start with
It did actually start with
Well then.
We're certainly aware of the considerate affection, even reverence. That's quite the
I would
word
agree.
in which the mighty Crash is held, but nothing to update at this stage in that area, he explained. Recently, Sony confirmed that the Crash Bandicoot rights remained with Activision. The Call of Duty company said in 2013 that it continues to explore ways in which it could bring back the beloved series to life, though nothing's been announced. The latest Crash title to bear the jorts-wearing Bandicoot's name was the mobile game Crash Bandicoot Nitro Kart 2, 6 years ago in 2010. I don't like that I know Activision have the rights.
That's
but
right.
the fact that Activision are exploring ways they could bring him back to life.
Well, maybe they're working out some kind of deal between Activision and Naughty Dog to kind of be like, yeah, we'll make the money, you make the game.
Oh, like the whole Fox and Sony kind of thing. Sony and Marvel kind of thing.
Spider-Man kind of deal.
I'm just picturing like Crash of Duty, you know? Like
Why haven't they brought him into the game as like a secret character?
or a skin or something.
Yeah.
Or like a sticker for your gun.
Yeah. You think
Well, they
would
have
have
the
that
rights.
by
They
now.
could do whatever the fuck they want. Like, Crash is very near and dear to my heart.
I know, you and Ryan both. You love that Crash Bandicoot.
Not you, though? Did you not grow up with PlayStation?
No, I was a Nintendo 64 guy at the time when Crash Bandicoot came out. So
I had both.
Oh, special.
No.
So while I was like exploring 3D worlds in Mario 64, Crash Bandicoot is more like linear.
Oh, it's
running
definitely
down.
linear.
A lot of platforming
It's
as well.
It's a corridor, basically.
Yeah. But I played it a little bit, and Crash Nitro Kart as well, which
Yeah.
is the poor man's Mario Kart.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of affection for that game. And it's a fun game.
Yeah. But for you, it doesn't have that nostalgia hook, as obviously as severely as other people have it.
No, I mean, I look forward to playing it. I was seeing you guys play Ratchet and Clank, and
Yeah.
seeing like a Crash Bandicoot at that level of remake,
Yep.
or just like a sequel,
Yeah.
would be awesome. Of course, I did play a little bit of Crash Bandicoot recently. In Uncharted 4.
Yeah. That was a very small sample.
Yeah, but it was good. It was
But,
fun to do.
Even if the rights come back to Sony, it's a pretty safe bet that Naughty Dog aren't going to be making it. As much people are like, oh, give it back to Naughty Dog and make it. That's not that kind of studio anymore.
No. It
But-
doesn't work like that.
Give it to Insomniac, who did Ratchet and Clank. Like, Ratchet and Clank is blowing shit out of the water with sales and how good it is and reviews and everything. Give it to them.
Is there enough mythology there in Crash Bandicoot, though?
As in, like, lore.
Yeah, like characters and story.
Yeah,
like
it's a pretty expansive universe.
Dr.
After,
Cortex.
I think with all the tie-in games and side game stuff, there's over 10 games.
Yeah.
But it could use the treatment of like what Ratchet did, like a reboot, not reboot.
Yeah,
you know,
reimagining.
Yeah, reimagining. I like that.
That'd be cool.
I like that.
Alrighty, number 2. In 007 news, Daniel Craig has confirmed his days of playing James Bond are officially over.
Aww.
Even though being offered $137 million to reprise the role for 2 more movies, that's all, Australian dollars, plus profit shares, endorsements, and a co-producer role, he still declined in the classiest Bond-style way by saying he'd rather break this glass and slash my wrists.
Wait, slash his wrists or your wrists?
Slash his wrists.
Fucking Dylan.
I'm speaking on his
I'm gonna
behalf.
slash your wrists.
Oh, mine. What did I do? Already personally having netted $77 million from playing the role across 4 movies, he further elaborated with, "I'm over it at the moment, we're done. All I want to do is move on." When asked by Time Out who he'd like to see as the next Bond, he was officially quoted as saying, "I don't give an F... ... Whether he said the dots out loud or used the actual naughty word is yet to be confirmed.
Quite certain Daniel Craig would have used the naughty word. So, in 4 movies, he's netted $77 million.
Yeah.
And for 2 more, they were offering him almost double that with 137.
And plus a whole lot
everything
of, like,
else
goodies,
on top of
yeah.
it. Do you think he's done his run? Because I really... When Daniel Craig was first cast in Casino Royale... Because I've never been a big Bond guy, but everyone was kind of like, he doesn't have the Bond look, you know, he's not
James Blonde, as they used to call him.
But I liked him as Bond. I thought his movies were enjoyable. He's a good actor.
Yeah.
All 3 movies were good.
4 movies.
4.
Yeah. Well, he made...
Spectre, of course.
Casino Royale was good.
Yeah.
Great. Great movie. Quantum of Solace was meh.
Yeah.
And then he went back to Skyfall, which was amazing, and marked the 50th anniversary of James Bond. And then Skyfall was meh again. So
it's up and down.
But what I didn't realise is it's been a decade that he's been playing the character, 10 years since 2006.
Oh, wow.
So when you think about it that way, playing the same character for 10 years and having to be in that peak physical condition for that amount of time...
Very good-looking peak physical condition, mind you.
He likes to walk out of the ocean a lot.
He does.
You'd think that, maybe it is time to give it up. It seems pretty shitty about it, though.
He's done. After those comments, he's not coming back to it, which is a shame. But it's always exciting to see who the next Bond is going to be.
Well, they're talking about Tom Hiddleston, Loki from The Avengers.
Oh, okay.
Tom Hardy, or maybe Idris Elba as well.
I remember the rumours of Idris Elba, and people were like, he's black, he can't be James Bond.
That's true.
Like, fuck you guys.
Well,
Fuck
maybe
you
even
guys.
a female James Bond. Jeanette Blonde.
Jeanette Blonde.
Blonde. Who knows? But definitely not Craig.
We'll find out. Number 3. Thanks. Warner Brothers is looking to expand its DC extended universe with a Harley Quinn spin-off film starring Margot Robbie. According to The Hollywood Reporter, Robbie will not only reprise her iconic role from the Suicide Squad, but produce as well. The outlet also notes that this won't be a solo outing for Quinn, as the movie will reportedly focus on several other female DC characters as well, with Batgirl and Birds of Prey being considered. While details are being, of course, kept under wraps and Warner Brothers has yet to comment, a female writer is said to be penning the script. Sources also claim that Robbie was the impetus for the project. I'm guessing, like, it's her.
Yeah, it was her idea.
Yeah.
And we're not sure, Margot.
Yeah. We're not real scientists here. I can't. Here I was paying you out about your reading.
This
and
is
I'm like,
desk.
Anyway, saying that Robbie has fallen in love with DC's array of female characters after doing a considerable amount of research in reading the comics to learn about her character. Robbie then brought a writer on board to help flesh out the project and brought it to Warner Brothers. She will debut as Harley Quinn when The Suicide Squad opens in theaters August 5 this year. Good step, do you think?
I think much
I
like
know you're a Marvel guy.
Yeah, well, much like the way that they've been pushing this Black Widow movie for... since 2008, almost 10 years.
Do you think this is where DC can actually get a leg up on Marvel? With the female-led movies?
Well,
because there's supposedly Captain Marvel coming at some point.
Yeah, that's not far away. Next year after, 2017?
Yeah, roughly. But, DC have Warner Brothers, they're looking at Harley and the Birds of Prey and, Batgirl. And...
I don't know. It seems like a nice idea. I don't think it's going to happen with the slate that they've got. Exactly. They've got such a huge slate of movies they're already trying to make. Even if they did want to do this, it'd be hard to fit it in there for like
slot it in,
years.
whether it's part of canon or if it affects the extended universe, or is it like just a
one-off
on the
spin-off.
side, you know.
And the other thing is like nobody's seen publicly her portrayal as Harley Quinn, so people might not even like it. Like
we've seen it in the trailers, of course.
Yeah,
but the trailers might
but
just
you
be.
never know.
Here's
like,
the best you'll see of her as Harley Quinn.
Yeah, exactly. People might be sick of her. People might be like, meh, like the Batman v Superman feedback, and just be like, no, we don't want to see that.
Maybe overexposure.
Maybe.
I think that's a possibility.
I mean, it's still like it's literally what the third movie in the franchise, in the universe.
In the universe,
DC
yeah,
movies.
yeah.
It's tough to say. I don't see it happening anytime soon. I'd like to,
Yeah.
but then again, I don't even think Harley Quinn is that strong of a character to support her own movie. That's why they're trying to put these other characters in, and there's already all this world building that they need to have to introduce Batgirl, to introduce the Birds of Prey.
Well, as far as comics go, she's a relatively new character because, you know, she was in the animated series first and then kind of moved over to comics.
That's right.
And now with, starting with New 52 and now with Rebirth, she has her own solo title.
Yeah.
And it's really good. Mm-hmm. It's fun to read. Mm-hmm. It's graphic. There's cool tie-ins and stuff. There's good material there for her to be... How she breaks away from the Joker and all the abuse, and how she tries to rebuild her own life, but then kind of keeps getting roped back into the bad side. There's a story to be told, you know?
Do you think there'll be enough groundwork laid in Suicide Squad to establish her, the Joker, their relationship?
No.
Do you think it could be a prequel explaining how that she became Harley Quinn?
We kind of see it in the Suicide Squad trailer, whether it's a flashback or not.
Dream sequence, maybe?
Yeah, DC love their dream sequences.
Yeah, that could be that.
Bruce! She's the key!
Exactly.
I have the Flash tattooed on my leg, and even older I'm like, was that the Flash?
It was Robo Flash. Future Flash.
Yeah, Flash. Cyborg.
Robo Flash. That's the best way to go.
We'll have to wait and see. We like to speculate here.
Speaking of DC news, I'm going to change up the order.
Oh no, I'm not ready.
Finally, that doesn't really work anymore. There has been a shining light amongst the gloom and doom of the DC cinematic universe with the announcement that Warner Brothers have appointed executive John Berg and DC Entertainment Chief Creative Officer Jeff Johns in charge of the DC Films division. So discussing the DC brand with Vulture, Jeff Johns said he believes the series needs more hope and optimism. Whether he means that the entire Justice League will now be wearing costumes featuring Superman's iconic S for Hope logo, he did not specify. There's a lot of emotional underpinning of the characters and stories, he went on to say. It's not that people take it for granted, they're just not as aware of it. But when it's not there, you really feel that emptiness. When discussing the character of Superman, he specifically said, I think people make a mistake when they say Superman's not relatable because he's so powerful. He added, I'm like, are you kidding me? He's a farm boy from Kansas who moves to the city and just wants to do the best he can with what he's got. The American way.
Unlimited power and speed.
That too.
You can do a lot with that.
The change in creative heads, including the appointing of Ben Affleck as producer on the upcoming Justice League movies, appears to be in response to the lukewarm reception of Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice. On the opposite side of the pond, when president of Marvel Studios producer Kevin Feige was asked about how the future of the MCU is going, he said, great. Why would you even ask?
It's not written down.
Johns is best known for his work for Green Lantern Rebirth, and what other kind of wonderful hits has he done? Infinite Crisis, Identity Crisis?
Identity Crisis. That's what DCU's have at the moment.
Well, they do. They certainly do.
No, Jeff Johns is world-renowned being one of the best writers in the world. And he is. He really is.
Yeah.
So this, what you read says, it apparently appears to be because of Batman v Superman. It's obviously because of Batman v Superman.
Yeah. Well, he's also heads up he's executive producer on all the TV series as well.
Yeah.
Arrow,
and
Flash.
The TV series, Arrow aside,
at the moment,
are really good, and people love them. So it's a good step. At least
you think so?
At least they're kind of acknowledging that this isn't going the way we want it.
Well, at the end of the day,
and it's better to try to fix it than just
Yeah.
run with what you've got that's obviously not working.
Yeah, and like you're spending so much money and you're only going to make half of what you want. 'Cause
Yeah.
there's a whole lot of people that
Yeah.
are disliking what you're doing.
Yeah. It's a business, you know, they're going to do what they
Yeah.
can to get more butts in seats. Speaking of butts in seats, our butts were in cinema seats last night because we saw X-Men Apocalypse. If you're interested to know what we thought about it, or more so what Dylan thought about it, you can read his spoiler-free review at www.thepopculturist.com. And that's the end of the show. Thank you, Dylan, for filling in today.
No worries, it was interesting.
It was interesting. This will be an interesting episode. Ryan, still nowhere to be found. He's out probably having fucking chocolate mousse. And
Dessert.
what other big desserts are there? Death by chocolate.
Well, I don't know.
He'd actually fucking die because of his irritable bowel
I don't know
syndrome.
how many desserts you can have. Pavlova.
None of them.
Not even that.
That's the end of the show. Be sure to subscribe to our channel, like, please, Facebook, Twitter. Dylan will do the things again. See you next week. Bye.